Hello. So this video is about not being afraid of yourself. The thing that I'm realizing is beautiful expression can be let out of your body and in your face and in your eyes and all this beautiful expression if you just stop being afraid. And if for me, when I just stop being afraid of myself and the kind of duality thinking that I sometimes have, which is I'm this and not that, versus I'm all of it. So this is a debate that I always have with myself is, am I this solid concrete self and not other things, or am I everything that I could ever possibly express? Am I all of it? Is it impossible for me to be fake? Is it impossible for me to be anything other than myself? Or is it possible for me to be something other than myself? And right now, I have this debate and I make videos on my channel, and I'm not really clear on it, but I'm taking you along for the ride. Now, at this moment, I think it's not possible for me to be anything other than myself. And here's what I mean by that. Even when I'm being fake, I'm still me. Even when I'm acting as somebody else, I'm still me. Even if I'm being insincere or dishonest, it's still me. Even if I'm intentionally acting. So what I was doing tonight is I was being a phony version of myself. A phony, like, social script following version of myself. And I just wanted to see what it was like. Because I have an acting background, so sometimes I act on the camera just to understand expression and understand myself better. So when I did this, I thought it was so fun to just express all of these things freely. I felt a lot more freedom, even though I was being insincere. But that evolved into realizing that I can have that fun and be sincere. And then that led me to realizing, it's hard to describe all of this stuff. That led me to realizing that I should just let the whole fucking thing out. Let the whole thing out. Now, I've made videos on this before, but it's like a sculpture. I'm refining these ideas. Just like a sculptor. Start out with something clunky and then refine it slowly. So refining this idea about the self and the fluidity of the self and how you really can, when you find, I feel like the secret is when you finally accept yourself, when you finally accept the box, the mask, when you finally accept the mask that society has crafted for you to wear, when you finally accept that 100%, that's when the mask can come off. And that's when all of the colors and all of the brightness and all of the vibrance come out. You know why? Because you've completely accepted the mask, and then your shame disappears. So your shame disappears, then you're able to take off the mask. And you realize that, for me anyway, I realize that I am everything. I am everything I could ever express. There's nothing that I can express that's not me. So this allows me to not try to stop myself from expressing anything. Because shame and fear makes a person try to stop themselves because they're afraid of judgment from others. Maybe they'll say you're being fake, you're not being yourself. There is no such thing as not yourself. This is what I'm realizing now. And so all of this, there's all of this formlessness, this quirkiness, this weirdness, this some stuff that's very weird and terrible, some of it that's really good and kind and nice, and some, it's just all of it, this big picture. It's all me. And I realized that all people, I imagine that all people, and I believe it very strongly, that all people are really nuanced, multidimensional creatures. And we all make each other wear these stupid masks that are just like a very dull version of who we are. A dull version of the real us. The real vibrant, open, expressive us that we can be. I would always be like, okay, I would get more vibrant and expressive, but then I would talk to somebody and I would be like, oh, and then I would just revert back. And I'd be like, okay, so if I reverted back, I thought that this, when I reverted back, that meant that that self that I was, that social self, would never change. But now I realize that the social self that never changes is created by fear. And when you finally give up all shame and all emotional masochism, you can be your pure, vibrant, open, like amazing self. But it's not even a self, it's just everything just coming out, and it's beautiful. And I realized that that is what I really want to teach people how to do. And I'm just beginning to scratch the surface of it. But that full expressive openness that comes from having no shame and being completely comfortable with yourself, that's what I would love to teach people how to do. And it does take work, though, to get that comfortable with yourself, though. But yeah. Yeah. Never be afraid of yourself. That's the point. And just allow all of those beautiful, ugly, nasty, nice, good, kind, playful, sexy, all of these things that we can be, that we might think are different, that are not able to be compatible with each other. Just be all of it. Be your whole self. That's my suggestion, anyway. Alrighty. See ya.